Welcome to this morning Pilates to wake up and strengthen your core. I'm so excited to do another Pilates class for you, another beginner Pilates class for you. Thank you so much to all of you who practiced my last Pilates class and left all your comments. The comments were overwhelmingly supportive, and it seems like we're all on the page to want to do more Pilates. So for today's class, you won't need any props again, and we're going to start kneeling on all fours. Okay, starting here, let's just tuck the tailbone under so you're not dumping in your low back. Draw your ribs and your pelvis towards each other and feel how your core engages there. And then breathe into your side ribs. And breathe out, hollow out through your belly. So draw your navel back to your spine. So inhaling here into your side ribs. Exhaling and hollowing out your belly. Okay, and as you do this, push the floor away from you. Inhale, side ribs. Exhale, hollow out through your belly. And then we're going to add some movement to this. Inhale. Exhale, round. Really draw the ribs and the pelvis together. Hollow out your belly. You can do this by drawing up through your pelvic floor too. So inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, tops of ribs, tops of pelvis come together. Hollow out your belly by pulling up through your pelvic floor. Okay, now I want you to look back at your legs. I want them both to be perpendicular to the ground. So you're going to push the floor away from you, draw your ribs down to your pelvis, and keep that perpendicular to the ground as you take your left leg back. So what might happen is you might lean into it and then it comes out of your core. But if you really stay parallel here and not open up that left hip, keep the left hip parallel to the ground, you'll feel your core has to work the whole time. So here we're going to exhale, lift the back leg, and inhale, lower. Then you're going to draw your left leg in, reset yourself up so you're even between both legs. And here you're going to take your right leg back, but keep this left leg perpendicular to the ground. So draw your ribs in, push the floor away, and then reach your right leg back. Keep your right hip parallel to the ground. Keep drawing your ribs in and exhale, lift, inhale, lower. And then you're going to bring your legs in. Exhale, round up through the back. Really draw up through your pelvic floor. Scoop out your belly and sit back onto your heels here. Take a little break. Breathe into your back. And breathe out. And then you're going to inhale back up onto all fours. You could, if your wrists are bothering you, roll up your mat a little bit here, so that you've got a little lift through your wrist. That might be helpful. And then we're gonna do similar. So you're gonna keep your right leg parallel to the ground, perpendicular to the ground, and slide your left leg back. Okay. Make sure you're not opening up through that left hip, and draw your top ribs down towards your pelvis. And then you're going to lift your back leg, and we're gonna do circles. So you're gonna tap and tap. Notice any leaning out towards that leg. Readjust. And then draw that back leg in. Okay, so from here, you're going to reconnect with your core. So draw your ribs in and look at your left leg. Make sure it's perpendicular to the ground at a 90-degree angle to the ground. Keep your right hip pointing down. Reach your right leg back. Okay, you're going to lift your leg and do those circles again. Half circles like rainbows. Bring your legs in. Exhale, round up, scoop out, sit back on your heels. Take a breath here. Exhale. And inhale back onto all fours. This is going to be our last one here. You're going to look at your right leg. Make sure it's 90 degrees to the ground. Keep your left hip pointing to the ground, parallel to the ground. Take your left leg back. Okay, you're going to lift that leg, and then you're going to exhale, round, draw your ribs down, draw your knee in, and inhale, reach. Take your leg down, lower it in, readjust your hips so that you're even to the ground at the front of your pelvis. Draw your rib cage down, reach your right leg back without leaning into your left leg. Press the floor away from you. Lift your right leg, exhale round, draw your ribs in, and inhale, reach. So here you're contracting your abs. Here you're lengthening through the crown of your head and the tips of your toes. And then lower your legs down. You're going to sit down with your legs out long in front of you. Take your arms in front. Inhale. You're going to exhale, roll down through your spine, through the back of your pelvis, and then down through your spine one bone at a time. So you're coming onto your back. Bring your arms down around by the side of your body. Bend one knee, bend the other. And you're going to inhale here to your side ribs. Exhale, you're going to curl your pelvis under so that you're pressing your low back into the floor. So inhale, release. Exhale, use your lower abdominals to curl your tailbone and pubic bone up. So you're scooping out your belly, you're pressing your low back into the ground. And inhale, release. Relax your shoulders. Okay, and then you're going to exhale. You're going to scoop out your belly, press your low back into the ground. You're going to go lift one leg parallel to the ground and lower, and then lift the other leg parallel to the ground and lower. Now think about using your abdominals to do this. So your low back is pressing into the ground, and you're using your core to lift the legs. So at the top of your leg bones are like moving, scooping in your hip joint. So you feel that mobility there, and you're using your core to do the lifting. One more each side. Okay, and then you're going to leave your hands down. You're going to take your arms overhead so they're perpendicular, 90 degrees to the ground. And I want you to, in this case, draw your rib cage down. So inhale here. Exhale, pull the top ribs down towards your midsection, towards your pelvis. So pull that down, you'll feel your core engage. Draw up through your pelvic floor. Now keep that pulling down here. As you inhale, take one arm overhead and bring it back. Inhale overhead, exhale, come back. So your ribs are pulling down, your abs are working to resist that flare there as you take your arms overhead and back. And again, feel that nice fluid mobility in your shoulders while your core keeps everything stable. Okay, from here, you're going to curl your tailbone under, scoop out your belly, press your low back into the floor, lift one leg and lift the other leg. Lower your arms down by the side of your body here. You're going to inhale here, you're going to exhale, lengthen one leg out. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, lengthen the other leg out and bring it back. Keep pressing your low back into the floor on these ones. Press and back. Now, if this feels like too much, you can go back to those toe taps, the lifts and lowers. So you could go back to something like this. Or you can do your legs out. Keep connecting with your low back and the ground. And can you stay broad across your chest? So open up those collarbones. One more each side. And then leave your legs so the lower legs are parallel to the ground. Bring your arms up. You're going to press your low back into the ground. Keep your ribs drawing down. You're going to inhale, take one arm overhead, and then bring it back. So keep pulling your ribs down, keep pressing your low back into the ground. Ribs draw down, low back into the ground. One more each side. Arms and legs are up. Press your low back into the ground. Draw your ribs down. And then you're going to reach opposite arm and leg. You could also do toe taps instead of reaching your leg out long, whatever is working best for you in your body today. And then hug your knees into your chest, release everything. Okay, you're going to put your feet back down onto the ground. You're doing great. And from here, you're going to fold one knee in. So actually, let's curl our pelvis under. So press the low back into the ground, fold one knee in. And then you're going to exhale, lengthen through your leg. Inhale, bend. So exhale, lengthen as much as possible. Feel the opening on the back of your leg. Inhale, bend. Now keep your leg long. You can leave this leg bent, although I think it's easier to have your leg long here, because then it's going to allow you to have some counterbalance here. Here, you're going to keep your pelvis as level as possible. So you're going to exhale, you're going to take your leg down and around without tipping your pelvis to the side and back up. So keep your pelvis still. Use your core strength, draw your ribs down. And then we'll go the other way. And then bend your knee, lower your foot to the ground, bring your other leg bent. And this time you're going to just pause, take a second here, notice how you're feeling. Readjust anything you need to so that you tuck your shoulder blades on or broad across your collarbones. You're going to exhale, curl your tailbone under, pressure low back into the ground. You're going to fold your left knee in. Breathe in to prepare, breathe out, lengthen through your left leg. Okay, your left leg is straight now, so your quads are working, your hamstrings are lengthening. You can have your right leg bent, or you can lengthen out long so you've got more counterbalance here. Breathe in here, take your leg down, around to the side, and back up. And you can make these circles as small as you need to so that you don't have any tipping or movement in your pelvis. That's your core working. Draw your ribs down. Other direction, breathe in, breathe out, circle around, down, and up. And then bend your knee, lower your foot to the ground. You're going to bring both legs, feet flat on the ground. Take your legs out wide to the side. And let's just sway your knees from side to side. So a little bit of a rest here before we go on to the next thing. Just notice how you're feeling. Notice how your core is feeling. And then you can have your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You're going to inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale, bend your elbows, take your hands behind your head. Breathe in here to your side ribs. Draw your elbows in slightly. Exhale, you're going to curl up by drawing the front ribs down towards the bottom ribs. And just check in and make sure your pelvis is level, not rolled up, but level, pubic bone, hip bone, pubic bone, hip bones. Okay, and drawing down through your rib cage, you're going to breathe into your side ribs here. Exhale, and you're going to scoop out your belly. Inhale, roll down through your spine. Let your head be heavy, heavy, heavy in your hands. Take a breath. Feel your core working. Inhale again to your side ribs. Exhale, you're going to draw your top ribs down towards your bottom ribs. Top ribs down towards your bottom ribs. Pelvis is level with your hip bones and your pubic bone. Draw your ribs down. Inhale into your side ribs. Exhale, rotate. So shoulder to opposite hip bone, drawing your rib cage down. Draw the left rib cage towards your right hip bone. Come back center. You're going to inhale, roll down through your spine. Let your head be heavy like a bowling ball here. Let your neck rest. And then you're going to draw your elbows in again. Inhale into your side ribs. Exhale, you're going to draw your top ribs towards your bottom ribs to lift the bottoms of your shoulder blades off the ground. Check in with your pelvis again. Make sure it's level. You're going to breathe into your side ribs here. Exhale, draw your navel down to your spine. Inhale, roll down through your spine. One bone at a time. Let your head be heavy in your hands. Take a breath here. Feel all the good work you're doing. Notice your abdominals working. Feel those muscles that have been working. And then your elbows in slightly. Inhale, exhale, same thing. Your ribs are going to draw down towards your pelvis. Level out your pelvis again. And you're going to inhale here. Exhale, rotate to one side. Inhale, center. So roll the backs of your shoulder blades off the ground as you rotate. Stay lifted and rotate. And think about drawing your bottom left rib over to your right hip bone, and then your bottom right rib over to your left hip bone. Feel yourself rolling across your back. One more time. And then roll down through your spine, bone by bone by bone. You're doing great. You're doing so well. Okay, from here, tuck your shoulder blades under again. Broaden across your collarbones here. Inhale here. You're going to exhale. Curl your pelvis under and roll up through your spine, one bone at a time. You're going to inhale at the top. Exhale, drop your ribs. Roll down through your spine. Keep your pelvis curled under. Let that be the last thing that rolls down. So inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. Exhale, roll back down. Okay, now bring your arms up. Inhale so that they are 90 degrees to the ground, perpendicular to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, scoop out through your abdominals. Roll up through your spine with your arms up here. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll back down through your spine. Let your pelvis be the last thing to unwind. So you touch the top edge of your pelvis first, and then you roll down through your sacrum, reaching to your tailbone. Use your abdominals to lift your pelvis off the ground. One more each side. Rolling down through your spine, you're going to hug your knees into your chest now. Hug your knees into your chest. And then take your feet flat on the floor again. You're going to inhale here, exhale. Scoop out your belly, press your low back into the ground. You're going to bring your arms up to 90 degrees here. And you're going to exhale, lift one leg and lower. So toe taps again. Lift and lower. So you're going to use your core to lift your leg and lower your leg, and feel the top of your hips like a ball and socket joint rolling through your pelvis. So core is strong, hips are mobile. Broader across your chest, ribs pull down. Pressing the backs of your shoulders into the ground, drawing your ribs down. Okay, now you're going to lift one leg, leave it up. Lift the other leg, leave it up. Keep your low back pressing into the floor. You're going to take your hands behind your head. Inhale here. Exhale, you're going to curl up. And inhale, lower down. Exhale, curl up, hollow out your belly. Inhale, lower down. And feel as you're doing this, the backs of your shoulder blades from the top all the way to the bottom of your shoulder blades lifting off the ground. Okay, you're going to come up and hold, and you can stay here, or you can lengthen your legs out. Okay, so your choice. Okay, so from here, you're going to exhale, lengthen your right leg out long. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, lengthen your left leg out long. Inhale, bring it in. Now you can do toe taps here too. Toe tapping it down. So whichever works best for you and your body. You want your front ribs drawing down, your low back pressing into the ground. So breathing out as you lengthen, breathing in. Inhale at the top, exhale, roll down through your spine. You're going to lower one toe and lower the other toes. Okay, so now you're going to just pause here for a moment, let yourself receive that, feel how hard your abs are working, feel your core strength and your core waking up. I meant for this to be a morning class, but I realized it could be like a waking up your abdominals class too. So either way, if you do it in the morning or if you do it to wake up your abdominals, both works. Okay. From here, your hands are going to be down by the side of your body. You're going to exhale, roll up through your spine. Okay, I want you to lift your heels and lower them. Lift and lower. Okay, now leave them lifted, and you're going to exhale, roll down through your spine one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, curl back up one vertebra at a time, but you're staying on the balls of your feet. Your heels are lifted. Now feel your weight all the way evenly through the ball of your foot, so you're not leaning in or out. So feel the big toe ball mound and the little toe mound too. One more each way. And then you're going to hug your knees into your chest. You're doing so well. And then you're going to lie on your right side. So lie on your right side. We're going to make our body in a straight line to begin. And then you're going to bend your knees. Now I want you to check your hips. You want your top hip bone right on top of your bottom hip bone. Your hand can be in front for balance, and you can rest down like this. You're going to keep the insides of your feet together. You're going to roll through your hip bone to lift and lower. So getting into your glute medius here. Lift and lower. And you're going to keep your knee up, lifted, and you're going to lengthen your leg out. You're going to tap your toe in front and reach your heel behind. So again, with the rainbows, toe in front, heel behind. And you want to keep your hips stacked. So top hip bone on top of the bottom hip bone. Don't roll back here. That's it. Okay, great. Reach, bend, stack again. You're going to come up on your right elbow here. Okay, knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. What I want you to do here is lift your rib cage away. Actually, I want your knees to be bent like this. Okay, so lift your rib cage away and lower. So lift and lower. So you're pulling your side ribs up and lowering them down. So what I want you to do, so that when we do this exercise, you're using your core, your obliques, and not jamming in your shoulders, is get used to lifting through your ribs, through your obliques. Okay, and then you're going to lift and keep lifting until your hips come off the ground. Keep drawing up, like make this like a rainbow here. And then you're going to lower it down, and let's come up so that your knees are here in mermaid position, like a zigzag here. And you're going to arc over here. Okay, then you're going to take that left arm up. Don't push off with your right hand. Use your core to lift off, and then side bend here. So you're going to arc in your mermaid, arc up, use your core to lift off, and then side bend. Okay, and then let's come over onto the other side. So you're going to be on your left side now. Okay, so you can be on your elbow or you can be all the way down. Your knees are going to be bent in front of you. Now just check your hips. So your hips, you want them so that your top hip bone is on top of your bottom hip bone. Hand in front of your body just for balance. And you keep the soles of your feet, the insides of your feet together. And you're going to open like a clamshell and lower. Then you're going to open, extend, and from the extended place, keep your hips stacked. You're going to tap your toe in front, and then you're going to reach your heel behind without leaning back. So tap your toe in front, reach your heel behind. So you're making these arcs like rainbows again. And then you're going to bend your knees. You might want to give this a little massage. And then you're going to come up onto your left elbow now. Body's in a straight line, knees are still bent. And let's do that again. So you're going to lift your ribs away and lower. Lift and lower. So you just are starting to make that mind-body connection. That's what I like so much about Pilates, is that we're doing these movements, and by building those neural pathways in our body, we're teaching our core how to come online. Okay, and then you're going to lift your hips off the ground and hold. Keep making this arc as big as you can so you're pulling out of your shoulder and into your core. And then you're going to slowly lower down. Okay, you're going to open your knees, come up for our mermaids, and you're going to exhale. You're going to round over, and then you're going to lift your right arm up without pushing off with your left. Use your core to do a side bend to the other side. Okay, then come up. Use your left hand on the ground here. I forgot to do this on the other side. We'll go back and do it. You're going to exhale, rotate towards your arm, and you're going to open your chest. So we're getting into our thoracic spine here. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, open. Open your chest, open your chest, open your chest. Yeah, good. That's worth going back to the other side, right, to do it, but I forgot. Okay, so your left hand is on the ground now. So your right hand's on the ground, your left hand is behind you, and you're going to exhale, rotate towards your arm, and then lift, open, open, open. Use your back muscles to open you. Open your chest. Soft at the front, engaged at the back. Look at us getting our abdominals stronger. Good job. Okay, now we're going to, although that wasn't for your abdominals, but just generally in this class. From here, you're going to sit with your legs out long in front of you. Now I want you to bend your knees like a little bit here, okay? So that you're up on your sit bones. You can pull the flesh out of the way. Lengthen up tall through your spine. Take your arms out to the side. Roll your shoulders back and down. Use the muscles of your back to hold your arms up, not your shoulders. Your shoulders are weak in comparison. Inhale, you're going to exhale, rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate. Use your ribs to pull you around. Come back to center. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale them down. You're going to hinge through your hips, sweep your arms forward, reach, 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 and then inhale up. Exhale down and around. Okay? Exhale, sweep your hands forward, reach, inhale up. Exhale down and around. One more. And then you're going to bring your legs out long in front of you. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down through your spine, bone by bone by bone. Inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale, bring them down by the side of your body. And let's just pause here for a moment and feel your body. Can you tuck your shoulder blades under so that your chest is nice and relaxed? Can you feel how your core is worked? Core, we think about core, neck to knees. So feel your hip flexors, feel your abdominals, feel your upper back strength. Notice how you engaged all of that today. And just give it all a chance to settle. And then you can fold one leg in, fold the other leg in, tuck your chin, rock yourself up. So thank you so much for joining me for this beginner Pilates, morning Pilates to wake up and strengthen your core. I appreciate you all so much being here and staying together while we support each other and getting our core strong again. I know it's sort of like the final frontier for me, so I appreciate your support. I hope you're enjoying these classes. If you enjoyed it, please put in the comments, I woke up my core today. Let me know if you'd like more Pilates classes like this. And I'm not sure if Tim did this. Did you put the Pilates classes in the membership yet? The original DVDs from like over 20 years ago? 18 years, I think, 19.
No, but I can.
Yeah, so we'll put those Pilates DVDs. I had
Like the original ones?
the original
Old
ones,
school.
the old
OG.
school. Yeah, before YouTube, I made DVDs. So that's how old I am. So we'll put those in the membership, and they're like an hour-long classes, and like there's long lean legs, something abs, awesome abs, and I think there's a third one. I think there are 3 of them. And yeah, if you're a member, we'll put a link to where you can get them. If you're not a member, you're welcome to join us. We have over 1,000 videos in our library, and we're adding some Pilates ones now. And if you think other people would enjoy this, like my intention for this Pilates series is that we give people, we make it accessible in terms of physically accessible, that you can do it. I often find Pilates classes go from 0 to 100. And I can't keep up and can't do them, and then I end up hurting my neck. So I want it to be physically accessible with lots of modifications, and then also that it's accessible in terms of its cost. I know to go to a Pilates class at a studio can be like $30 a class. So I really, is part of my mission to be able to offer this to you here so that it's accessible for all people and not just for wealthy people. So thank you so much for joining me. Like, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, do all the things. It helps to support us keep offering these to you. There's a yoga outro.